Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and today we have something new and improved from Sinnis. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. You will no doubt remember the Sinnis Apache from 7 or 8 years ago, a pretty decent bike which unfortunately lost its way a little bit in the 2018-2020 incarnation. Well, it's back to its former glory with this new 2022, no longer called the Apache, Sinnis SM-R 125. And what we're going to do today is have a look at this new bike and then see how it compares with the Rieju MRT 125 and the Mondial SMX Motard 125.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full.
The SM-R uses the higher sung liquid-cooled double overhead cam 4-stroke 4-valve engine, which produces 14.75 brake horsepower and 8.5 pounds-foot of torque. So I'm expecting at least 60 miles an hour through its 6-speed gearbox. On paper, the bike is supposed to do 97 miles to the gallon and produce just 67 CO2s. Lovely! The suspension uses upside-down forks on the front, 54mm outer and 41mm inner, with a monoshock on the rear. Brakes are ABS with a 290mm front disc and a 240mm rear disc, so stopping should be very, very good. Wheels are 17-inch with a 110 front tyre and a 130 rear using Tim Sun rubber. Like all supermotos, the tank is small at just 6.5 litres. The seat height is 885mm, which is taller than that, because that's 870, and shorter than that, which is 890. So let's just see how I get on it. Now, I'm 5'10.5" with a 31.5-inch inside leg. On this, I'm not on tiptoes, but the back of my foot, the ball of my, the heel of my foot, get it right in a minute, is not on the floor. And if I'm straight, like that, you see. Now, on the Rieju, I am flat-footed, very much so, even with a tiny bend in my knee. That one's got a springy stand, remember? And on the Mondial, I am just flat-footed. So that's odd, because this on paper is the tallest one, but it doesn't feel it. I would say that is the tallest one. So if you are less than 5'10", this could be an issue. Unless, of course, you just do that. As far as the rest of the bike's concerned, it's 2.1 metres long, 827mm wide and 1.17 metres tall. Now, I will put at the end of this a comparison between all three so you can see how they all measure up in terms of specs. But for now, I'm not going to go through them, otherwise I'll be here all day. Now, I'm just going to pause for a second and have a quick sum up so far. So far, I think that certainly looks the best bike, and it's the only bike that has ABS. Yes, it's a little bit tall in comparison to the others, but I think it is extremely well built so far, and we haven't been out on the road with it yet. The forks, I love these fork covers, as opposed to this, we're having the right way up forks, and this one has some fork covers also. But looks wise, that I think is by far the best looking bike. Ride wise, out of these two, there wasn't a huge comparison. This one was a little bit easier because of the lower seat height, but this one was a bit quicker. because of that Piaggio engine it's got in there. The Zongshin engine in here is the one out of the Sinnis Terrain, which performs really nicely, but it's not as quick as that one, and I'm yet to find out if it's as quick as that one. But soon we'll get out on the road and find out. Lights wise, you have got this small little LED light arrangement, and I'll show you that in a minute when we start the bike up. I like that. It's nice and sleek and mean looking, especially when you look from the side. It's almost like, yeah, you want some? Yeah, come on, yeah, have it. You've got a nice light arrangement and LED indicators on this as well. However, I would like to point out that you do get an extra level of chintz on here with this shiny exhaust guard, and I think that would have been better black, especially considering that one is black, and the extra shiny chromeness on the exhaust. Perhaps a brushed aluminium like the other two have may have been a better choice, but again, that's just down to preference, because lots of bikes have chrome exhaust, so I'm probably just talking nonsense. Now, before we take this out in the real world and see what it's like on the road, I can tell you a few facts just to compare for now. Now, this is 141 kilos, whereas the Mondial is just 122, and the Rieju is only 112. However, the engine in this does have 1 more brake horsepower than the Mondial and 2 more brake horsepower than the Rieju. So, who knows? Its other party piece is its price. Now, this is just $3,499 on the road, whereas the Mondial is $3,999 on the road, and the Rieju is $3,699 on the road. And this comes with a 2-year parts warranty, a 1-year labour warranty, and 12 months roadside assistance with the motoring organisation. So it has got lots going for it. So as far as colour options are concerned, as you know, the Mondial comes in the black with the yellow or the black with the red. The Rieju is quite basic, to be honest. It's got black or white, but people do like those colours. This one comes with the black with the blue accents or the grey with the yellow accents, and I do quite like the grey. So for now, let's take it out. So then, here we are on the SM-R 125 out on the road. Well, initial thoughts, I am perched on the bike. These handlebars, I think for me, are a little bit low. I would prefer them to be sort of there maybe. Having said that, Jamie, when he rode across the yard the other day, what is it with these bloody lights? Dear oh dear. So yes, having said that, I'm having to lean to the left a bit to actually put my feet on the floor. When Jamie rode this across the yard yesterday, he did say that the handlebars feel alright to him. But he is used to riding fire blades and things like that, so he's used to his hands being a lot lower, whereas I ride sort of touring bikes and adventure bikes. So my hands are used to being higher up the bars in comparison to the seat. Having said that, pulls away quite well. We are in 6th already. The ride is a little bit harsh. Adjust this mirror a little bit. Visibility out the mirrors is okay. It's not so much the arms I'm concerned about on the mirrors here. It's what else I can see out of it. Not a mammoth amount. Alright, they're okay, actually. They're... Yeah, now I adjust them properly. I've got 25% arm, 75% visibility, so yeah, I'm impressed with that, that's fine. Decent dash. When we pull away here, we'll see how well we do. Not a race, Mark. Not a race. Why? Oh, you're an Audi! That's why! Of course, I forgot. Yes. I'm doing 40. You're obviously speeding. So yeah, 40 miles an hour. 6th gear. got up there absolutely fine. The ride, as I say, is a little bit harsh. It feels quite bumpy. Not as soft as, say, the Mondial was, or the Rieju. But it's still quite comfortable. The seat's not bad. It's a typical supermoto seat, and they're not the most comfortable anyway. But the good news is these lights are green. As I say, the dash is easy to see. You can see the speedo quite nicely. Rev count across the top there, clock on there, overall miles. I've got one hand here. It's a little bit vibey. But I'm not getting any buzz through my feet or my arse or my hands or anything like that, so it absorbs it quite well. It's just a little bit jolty on the suspension. Having said that, it has only done 26 miles. Perhaps the suspension will settle in a bit. Switch gears are easy to use, easy to find, dips into the corners quite nicely. Gear change is lovely. Very short, not a long gear change, so that's quite nice, and very positive, in and out of the gears really well. Very simple round here. You've just got your handlebars, dash. I mean, bear in mind I'm on one hand here. It's okay, but it is a bit jittery on that front suspension. I'm keen to see what this will do. As long as it will hit and stay at 60 on the dual carriageway, I'll be happy with that. Especially on a bike that's done so little miles. But the pickup is okay. I would actually put it on par pickup wise with the Mondial at the moment, which is better than the Rieju. Yeah, it's a sprightly little engine. Yeah. Quite pleased with that. It's got a weird sounding exhaust though. It's almost like it's trying to fart its way out of a bath. Nice positive gear change. Yeah, it's got a bit of pickup. Oh no, I'm already in 6th. That's the only thing with these engines, they do tend to sound higher revving than they actually are. I'm hoping we haven't got a lot of wind noise coming through on here. See how stable it feels when we get onto the dual carriageway just up here. But for now, it's not that bad at all. I'm more impressed with the pickup and the speed and the handling than I am with the softness of the suspension. Okay. I should imagine the engine needs to go up in the roads a little bit to get up to speed. We're now in 6th gear, 50 miles an hour, 8,500 RPM, 55, 56. Well, it pulls up to 60 alright by the looks of it. And this is doing an initial test, and we're only now doing 9,500 at 60. There we go. But that's not bad, to be honest. I'm not going to thrash it. I should imagine this will do 65 quite happily once it's running. And the engine doesn't sound like it's screaming. So that's a good sign. Yeah, I quite like that. Especially for the style of bike it is. So obviously I'm not leaned over. I am just a slab against the wind. makes the corners well enough. And we're back up to speed. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Performance wise, that's pretty good. Just stopping here for a second, minus the traffic. It looks pretty good, parked up at the side of the road here. It's a nice looking bike indeed. Sound wise, it's a little bit poppy. You know what I mean about the guppy sound. But other than that, let's see what it does on a pull away to 60. Okay, here we go. So, a little sum up. Overall, performance-wise, very good. I was pleased that it got to 60 quite easily without my 16 stone weight on, and once it's run in, this will do 65, no problem at all, and probably 70 with the right person on it. It rides really well as far as the performance is concerned. Now the suspension, a little bit jittery for me, a little bit hard, especially in comparison to the Mondial. However, again, it's only done 30 odd miles, so chances are once the suspension's settled in a bit, it might be a little bit softer. There's always the pre-tension you can adjust on here as well, so you know, a little bit softer on the back end as well maybe. I like the dash display, it's nice and clear. The feel of the bike is nice. I'd say apart from that jittery front end, I don't get any other issues whatsoever apart from the fishy underwater sounding exhaust. You know, I can't see why they can't put a better exhaust on. Bullet did it, why can't they? I don't know, maybe it's a Euro 5 thing. It just sounds a bit something like that. It's a bit weird. Other than that, the styling I think is superb. Out of this, the Rieju and the Mondial, this by far looks the best. Really, really good. Seat height for me, being 5'10.5", turning round, I'm on tiptoes and I've got to lean to one side to confidently move it when I'm turning in the road. Not often you do that, I get that, and when you're riding normally, not an issue. After a while, I know I said initially the handlebars felt a little bit low for me. Jamie never had a problem with it. He said it felt fine to him. Once I've been riding it for a while, wasn't really an issue, to be honest. It felt quite at home. Mirrors, really good. The tyres seem nice and grippy. No problems with those. I like the gearing of it. The brakes, really good. Very good brakes, pulls up very nicely. And the fit and finish and the quality just seems very good quality indeed. I don't get any issues. I've got no problems with the welds. I've got no problem with anything that's fabricated. Nothing looks cheap or feels cheap. I like the foot brake there. The design of these, very nice indeed. The plastics look good. It's well designed and it's well put together. The indicators seem pretty good. I can't see them, so I don't know. That headlight, it does look small, but it lights up and you can see the bike coming. It is tiny. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I don't think so. I'm sure it passed all the regulations, so no dramas on that front. Yeah, main beam, flash, flash, flash. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they're fine. I like these covers on the front end here. Overall, I am pretty pleased. Now, when it comes to this, the Rieju or the Mondial, as I said before, this is cheaper. Quite significantly cheaper than the Mondial, and I think it's worth that. I don't know whether the Mondial is £500 more of a bike. The Rieju, again, slightly lower, but it's not as well spec'd or as well put together, I don't think. No, that's wrong. Put together, good. I don't know if it's got as much as this has. But again, they've all got their own unique things. Personally, out of the three, if I had a choice, for me, would go for the Mondial. That is only because I like how that engine performs, the same as this one, and it's a little bit lower, so my feet are flat on the floor. If you're more than 5'10", if I was more than 5'10", like Jamie's height, 6 foot, I would go for this, because I think overall, this is the best bike for the value. The price is spot on, and the bike looks and feels very good quality. So I think that's where I'm at. Okay, I just wanted to interject here for a quick second to report that after we finished filming and I was riding back to the yard, coming down the dual carriageway, I got 68 indicated on the dash. I'm really happy with that, and I'm not just saying that for the film, that is genuine. I got that, and I was pleased. Now, for a bike that isn't quite run in yet, and it still had more to go, but I eased off. So I can't see a problem with this doing 70 once it's run in, and that's with my 16 stone chunk on it. Happy with that. And that brings me to the end of this episode of Motorsforthemasses. for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back next time with the Sinnis M310. It's finally here. And then after that, in a little while, we've got the GK350. That's coming too. So stay tuned for that. The 310 will be out next week. I'm looking forward to riding that. Initial ride around the yard, I'm pretty impressed. So I'm looking forward to bringing that one to you. And that's all I have to say. If you have anything to say, please leave it in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe and share, and click the notification bell and all that. I was going to say bollocks, just did. And that's it. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.